loud and ready to flow. Brudsy and Giddy got a show to glow. Life stories wild like a late night dream. We're spilling the tea and it's hot like steam. Brudsy and Kitty, we're here to play. Life and gossip every single day. Laugh a little louder, who needs control? It's the Brudsy and Kitty show. From trending news to the tales untold. Spinning the wheel, let the stories unfold. Catch us in the vibe where the chatter grows. With a pair that keeps you on your toes. What's the buzz? What's the word? Spill it fast, haven't you heard? Brudsy and Kitty, we're here to play. Life and gossip every single day. Laugh a little louder, who needs control? It's the Brudsy and Kitty show. Truth or dare, we're taking the leap. Stories that'll make you laugh or weep. Tune in now, let the fun explode. This is your stop, it's the Brudsy code.
Good afternoon, good people. You are watching the Brudsy and Kitty show. Brudsy and Kitty show. I don't know why I said that again. Kitty, how are we doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Happy hump day, as they say in the States.
Day, isn't it? Wagon day.
Is there anything behind this? Because I never even knew what hump day was. Like, is it just like the middle of the day or something like that? Something
Yeah,
to do?
it's the middle of the week, isn't it? It's
Okay.
that you're getting over the hump.
Fair enough. Kitty, how are we feeling today?
I'm good. I've been to the gym. I've done my spin class. I'm back on it. I'm back on this fitness thing, which you know, I'm always dieting. I'm always on the fitness thing, but yeah.
Dieting, fitness thing. I don't need to put you on that Ozempic, do I?
Oh, wow. After seeing some of those women last week, I think it could actually give you a little bit of a complex. I think you have to be very, very secure in who you are and your body to have not gone to that Glamour Awards last week and not felt a little bit insecure at all the women, because I would guarantee that about 70% of them were actually on it. They were all just absolutely tiny, and you could tell that it wasn't their natural body shapes. You know, like, you can see people's natural bodies, if you get what I mean. And you can see
I definitely think, like, because I said to you that when we went there, a lot of these girls, they're very, even though they look whatever, they look stunning, they're very insecure girls most of the time. When you see them, they're very insecure about certain things, and it can be a little bit overwhelming seeing all, like, you know, girls that, you know what women are like on a day-to-day basis. They will judge, they will look, oh, I look better than her, oh, I don't look better than her. Like, you know, even for you in your category, there were tall women there. Like, there was that giant woman. I don't know how tall she was. Like, she towered you. Like, I think she made you look like a little girl. Basically, she was about 7 foot at least. You know the one I'm talking about, the kind of gothy looking chick.
She was a biggish woman as well.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I stood next to her at one point, and I actually went like that. And I was 6'8" in those heels, so you know, it was. And for me to sort of go like that, and she actually made me feel like petite. I quite like that, for that, because it's very rare that I feel petite. I'm a big woman. I wouldn't say I'm a giant woman. I'm a big woman. I am tall. I'm quite stocky, but I am still curvy and whatever. But to feel petite all of a sudden next to this woman, I was like, yeah, I could rock with this. I'll just
was it a nice feeling then, seeing
it
like
was,
women?
it was,
Okay.
it was because usually I'm the biggest in the room. And okay, I use that when I'm in the glamour world, because obviously that's my niche, isn't it? That's the I'm tall, I'm statuesque, I'm Amazonian, you know, I'm all of those things. And one of the things I will say about that this area of life is, and I said this to you on the night, all the things that I grew up thinking were flaws are actually unique in this world, and they are things that people celebrate. So the fact I'm tall gets celebrated, the fact I'm old gets celebrated, the fact that I'm Chinese gets celebrated. It's all different things, and and it's just celebrated, which I absolutely, there was a freedom to the night. You know, there was I didn't look at anybody and go, oh, you know, look at her, bitch, and all this. There was none of that. I was just like, you know, these are girls that are just owning who they are, and but I did see a lot of insecurities, and there was a lot of ketosis in the
Okay. Let's go to our story of the day. It's been rumored, allegedly, we have to say these things. Katie Price is apparently putting Harvey on this Ozempic drug to help him lose weight. I feel like something must be done. Something must be done for the kid, because, you know, it's not healthy for him to be that big. One of the things that, you know, is going mad on social media at the minute is that, you know, he's looking really unhealthy at the minute, and people are saying about cut his food, dieting, and Katie's like, no way, I'm not stopping his food, I'm not doing that. That's the only happiness he gets. Even saying that, even Paul Scholes, I don't know if you know about his son.
yeah,
Paul Scholes, he started to do some stuff with his son on and he
yeah.
nothing to do with Ozempic, but to do with, like, he was saying similar stuff.
He was talking about the dentist, and having gone through that with my daughter, it's quite sort of, I got that. I will say this, right? Harvey has a condition called Prader-Willis, which is your brain doesn't tell you when you're full. It tells you you're starving constantly. And apparently Harvey is now 21 stone. He's not a big boy, a big lad. He's that way.
Yeah, he's a white boy, yeah.
He has Prader-Willis, and he has autism. Now, my daughter has autism, as I've spoke about before. And if you put a whole pizza in front of her, she will eat that pizza, because you have to eat the whole thing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's her wiring. You finish your dinner. So with Mia, I have to get smaller pizzas instead of a bigger pizza, and just give her a couple of slices, because as far as she's concerned, that's all hers. So it's a matter of learning to adapt to your children and how they think and how they work. Prader-Willis is a horrible thing. There are people there that have had to, and I know Katie's done it in some of her sort of shows. She's had to padlock the fridge.
Yeah.
Because his brain just tells him he's starving. He's starving constantly. Diets don't work for him. He doesn't, and with the autism, he'll only eat certain things. He probably just, you know, some kids, it's chicken nuggets and things like that. They have their set things. So he's going to think he's always starving.
Yeah.
This Ozempic, these drugs, this is what it was made for.
Yeah.
The illnesses, these are the differences that these drugs are gonna work. So those people that are slagging Katie Price off, it's not probably her that's putting him on it. It's probably his doctor.
Yeah.
His doctor is probably, these drugs send a signal to your brain and say you're full up. That's how they work. You're full up. It helps with your metabolism a little bit, and it helps with everything else, but it's that chemical hormone that goes to your brain and says, right, you've had enough now. If you haven't got that process, that's what you need. So this, to me, is one of the best things she'll ever do. I genuinely hope it works for her. But unfortunately, there is a whole society that are going, how dare she? She's trying to save her son's life.
Yeah. And I would just adding on to that, you know, it's in this, like, I was watching the doctors speak about it on this morning, and they were saying, you know, this is what the drug was made for. These are the people that it was made for. It wasn't made for people cheating, like, if it's cheating, if you want to say it. It wasn't. That's the kind of like long lines of the words that he was using. I wonder about the lifestyle stuff though as well, because I know obviously taking the Ozempic will help him lose weight, but what about, you know, in terms of fitness and stuff? Do you reckon maybe they can try and incorporate something in there? Maybe actually, do you know what? Maybe if the weight starts dropping off, he'll feel more energized. You were going to say the same, probably.
Yeah, I think that's the key. When you're really, really big, having been sort of twice my body weight now, I didn't feel like exercising. I didn't feel like walking. Funny enough, I did used to walk all over at that size, but I didn't feel like it. Now I get up and I'm like, come on, let's go. Also, I mean, it won't be the same for Harvey, but anybody that's lost half their body weight or has come down from a very large size, you like what you see in the mirror, and so you want to sort of get it a little bit better. So you want to build the muscle up. You want to do all the things in the gym. So that's how it usually works. Harvey is just health. The only kickback I've got on this is the fact that we can obviously see, although she denies it, that Katie's using it.
I just don't know with the girl. I don't know because she's always been, she's always had that body dysmorphia, as you said yesterday and stuff. I don't know what's with the girl. Like, she's of it. I don't know if I want to say she's happy either. Like, I hope she's happy, but and I hope she can figure out, and I hope there's people around her that can maybe give her some good advice and stuff. But I mean, what could I say? Like, I don't know. I don't live in her
No,
shoes.
it's scary as another woman that has had body dysmorphia in a way,
Yep.
never was and whatever. To watch a woman to go to the other side where she's got it looks like anorexia. It looks like an eating disorder. It looks like, when you see those pictures of those women with anorexia, that's how she looks. Now, when I took photos on the night and videos, it was with filters. And people were still saying, oh, I can honestly say her legs must be as thin as my arm. There.
Yeah, it looked like it looked like a skeleton. In real life, it looked like a skeleton. They say the camera puts 10 pounds on, don't it? So it probably it doesn't even help. But seeing her in real life, she looked like a skeleton. I got
She
to lie.
looked
I
like the
can't lie.
10 pounds were her boobs, basically, because she just looked like lips, eyelashes, and a set of boobs, basically. And it was horrible to see, because I remember Katie when she first started on page 3. That fresh-faced girl, that beautiful young girl, normal boobs, normal legs, normal everything.
Let's find the picture, because I do. Katie.
Somebody at some point has told her she's too fat, and I could.
Let's have a look and see. What Katie Price. Let's find an image. Yeah, I think she. Oh, okay. She's Katie Price. Let's have a look at her in the jungle, because she actually looked all right in the jungle. I would say she still looked quite slim, to be fair, but
She's always been small. She's always been I would say about a 6 or an 8.
yeah,
She's been huge. It's just her boobs that make her look massive.
yeah. I'm just scrolling through. Wait, I'll put it up so I can, because I can't particularly find one picture. Let's remove that. Don't want to see that ever again.
I don't even want to know what that was, if it was that scary.
That was no, it was Eubanks Junior, and the promo for that. Let's share that. Okay, let's edit up here. Let's get some lovely pictures up of old Katie Price back in her day. Can you see? Can you see some of these pictures?
One when she was about 16 to 18.
Yeah, she used to be okay. Like, even in this one here, like, you can see her thighs. She looks a little thicker in this one.
Yeah.
She looks a little thicker. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know who's telling these women, because So I was listening to Candace Owen the other day, and she was saying that she went to some course thing, and the tutors were trying to make her hate men and blaming men for everything, and she was saying that Candace Owen had a problem with weight loss herself, and she was saying that and then the tutors were trying to make out to her that as if it was basically down to men, and then she was like, "No, I need to get out of this classroom."
You know what? Men can say the wrong thing, right? Men can say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
down to you and how you perceive it. If somebody,
Sometimes we can't win though. Sometimes we can't
yeah,
win, especially women, because you say you say a woman, oh yeah, I like a nice ass, and you saying I've got a fat ass, oh I like it. You saying I've got fat boob. You sometimes with women you can't win with that circumstance.
yeah, I do feel sorry for men. You do say the wrong thing, and then women go, it's because he said it, and it's how you perceive it. Especially the one that I always got was, I used to ask him to help me lose weight. I used to say, will you help me lose weight? And then when he used to say, you're eating too much, I used to say, will you stop telling me what to do?
Yeah. You can't win. You can't win, and that it's probably
No.
it's probably the worst thing you can do. Like getting fit. Like I don't know, running is something like I think running and exercise, or if you have like a regimented exercise where you can say, "Come, let's do this workout," or something like that. That's probably the best way. You say you either go for a run or you do a workout. That's the best way. But when it comes to dieting and food and stuff like that, especially women, their time of the month as well, they can get very grouchy. You can be very interesting creatures to live with, especially when you haven't got that sugar, if you're losing blood and all sorts of hormones running around in your brains.
Yes, we are we are something from the bottom of the pit at that time of the month. Don't come near us unless you have Cadbury's, and just throw it at us and run like a bomb.
You're fattening me up. No, you still
Yeah.
can't win. You still can't win.
What are you trying to say? Look, men can't win when it comes to weight and women. Simple as. The only time a woman is going to lose weight is when she wants to lose it. Simple as. What I feel sorry for is, right, when men have a preference
Okay.
and they've married a woman that was quite slim and beautiful, curvy, whatever, and then she puts weight on and they say, well, I don't find you attractive anymore. I still love you. But there's, and I just think it's so unfair because they're like, what? Men are very, very, sorry about this, but you are very, very simple creatures. You fall in love with what you see, and then you fall in love a little bit more with who they are. And I really feel sorry for those guys that sort of say my preference isn't BBW, and
You feel sorry for them, their preference is a BBW or isn't a BBW?
isn't a BBW. Like if their wife has put weight on, or if a BBW comes up to them and starts chatting them up and they go, no, thank you, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's because I'm fat. Well, you're just not my type.
Yeah. I remember. Sorry, what was gonna say. I can't remember what I was gonna say. A comedian. She stood up and she was talking about. She was sort of like body shaming bigger women, and she was like, back in the. I think she said something along the lines of, back in the day, bigger women, they would have to get work. They would have to go and work out and work on their figures and stuff like that. Now a whole load of black men have told them they look beautiful. Now they're out in the open.
Yeah, that's it. They're out there. Beautiful women. Nobody's taking away the fact that they are beautiful women. But what we've got to understand is you might not be that man's type of woman, and that's not his fault.
Yeah.
But
I feel in this day and age, I feel like now a lot of the women that are the bigger women that are flaunting themselves, they are they do have that realism where they like their attitude is, oh, you don't like me, but there's loads of people that do like me. So I feel like, because to follow beauty standards, you have to sort of like, follow your trends and follow what works, and you're going to see there's a whole bunch of men that like that, and most of them that I sort of encounter, see their videos on social media, they do tend to accept it. But like anything, tall women, skinny women, big boobs women, also like anything can be,
I just think that women sometimes take it too personal when a man says no, thank you, and it's the same with men as well. I could turn around and say no, thank you, and well, you don't like men with beards, or you don't like.
Good gods, the men of today, they got problems. Like I said, we mentioned that video the other day where that woman was at the bus stop, that young girl was at the bus stop, and some guy's coming up to her and he's like, you're lucky. He's talking to her like like he probably is a roadman or whatever, but he's talking to her roadman. Give me your number. You know who you are. Do you know what? Like, does that work? Like, this guy must have no retention rate at all.
I've said this time and time again. My inbox is ridiculous. I'm a woman of a certain age. come to me with respect for the first thing. Don't just come at me with, give me your number.
Yeah.
Because, babes, telling me what to do has never worked in 53 years, so it ain't going to start now. Don't come at me with straight away with a dick pic. Simple as. I don't think there's a woman in this world that has ever opened up her inbox, looked at a dick pic and thought, that's my man. There he is. There he is.
There's got to be something with it. Let's go. Let's, because we didn't. I think we. I'm not sure we did touch on this video. This video got millions of views on social media, and it is the.
Que maravilha!
It is the balloon video, which it appears to be. I believe they call these Fifi kind of things. They create them in prisons and stuff like that, where there isn't much company and stuff. And I'm pretty sure we can all imagine. But why did this video get 2 million views? So it must resonate a little bit, because men are giving up on women, like we're just saying, they're terrible now. Some men are terrible, and some men are deciding that they hate women. Some men have just had enough of women, and they are resorting to things like this. There was a video that I shared with you earlier. I don't want to show it because when I first originally saw this video, it was a big black guy, and there was this tiny sort of like mold thing. I automatically knew what it was. God knows how I knew, but I automatically knew what it was. Like, my brain went away, and I thought to myself, you know what? The guy, he's open, he's proud, go do your thing. But then I looked at it a bit closer, and it was tiny. It was really small. And a lot of people did say in the comments that, why did you get that so small? I won't show it, but you guys can imagine it was very small. Like, maybe not even a hand, like maybe one of Katie Price's butt cheeks. No, way bigger. It was way smaller than her boobs. Why? The industry is booming at the minute with these sort of devices, these toys, and some people are saying, oh, women get to play with their toys. Why are you not bothering this poor guy, like, doing his thing? And I'm in between both at the minute. I feel like if you're gonna do something like that, you don't want to be putting that. I wouldn't put it on the internet anyway. And secondly, if you are going to put it in it, that's got to be like life size. Like, you can't be having no tiny little thing that looks like a borderline doll.
Yeah, you can't have anything that looks childlike. Simple.
Yeah. Simple as, yeah.
Anything that is borderline child, and that's what it's. It looked like to me. There was no hair, there was nothing. And I know that these things don't come with hair, but something that small, it just ick a little bit.
Yeah.
It gave me the ick. For men, do what you like, have what you like. I'm in an industry where it sells for me.
Small, big. Imagine. I suppose in hindsight, I don't know. I think it's because it's actual. If it was actual, I don't know. I don't know where to go with this one.
Oh, you remember in the sort of 2000s, the apple pie?
Yes, I remember the apple pies.
The apple pie was the same, wasn't it? All of a sudden, blokes finding out, well, allegedly, that it felt the same. They've always done it. They've always tried something. And like you say, in prison, that's perfect for them.
Yeah. Or they dong someone on the head. Not funny, but not funny.
Do you know how many guys I have hit me up from prison?
I bet. Well, it's big business for them. It's really big business for them. They're like, especially if they're a decent looking guy. Unfortunately, now I can't even just say men are desperate. Women are desperate. Men are desperate. There are people just looking for something. It's like, it's amazing. Like, there was that thing where that guy was giving money to I can't remember the full story. We did speak about it as well. He was giving money to someone had cloned a real person, and they had made up profiles and everything. And this old man was giving them loads of money. And I think it's about 50 or 60 grand. I think we did speak about it. Don't have the details 100%, but people are very lonely. And then, like, you see like these spam messages that you get on Instagram and TikTok. The only reason why they're doing that is because they've got a retention rate. Like, it might not be great, but they are getting desperate people coming in. Like, oh yeah, help me with this investment. Just transfer me £10. I'll give you £1,000. Like, in 2, I don't know, whatever.
They're not bothered how they get the money. They're not bothered. They will use every trick But like I say, one of my guilty pleasures, in fact, it's today, Wednesday, is a thing called catfish, social catfish. And spoiler alert, they're all catfishers, right? But they're sending thousands. I'm like, I'm in the wrong business here. I'd turn up.
Yeah.
Somebody used my photos once. Imagine me rocking up. And he was like, I've sent you thousands. I said, I've received nothing, babe. I'd have turned up.
It's not a scam, is it? It's not a scam where he tells you that he sent thousands. He sent you thousands, and you're like, you feel sorry for him, and you either send him some material, or you send him a tenner to get.
But yeah, it's crazy. These people that they are lonely, and it is a business. It is a business for some people. You know, you hear about them spending thousands on these chat lines, or these guys that are going to Eastern European, and they're chatting to these Eastern European women in the hope that one day they'll become their wives. But they're sending $40,000 in the end.
It's mental, isn't it? It's mental, and in the day and age of AI, where you can literally do anything, like, you know, literally do anything, turn yourself into, like, you know, I played around with it as well. Like, you know, there are things where you can literally convert a man into a woman, basically, and then turns out I'm actually quite a pretty woman.
Nice.
I'm actually quite a pretty woman.
Speaking of that, I saw a podcast with Jeffree Star. Now, Jeffree Star is a very, very intelligent man, right? And I love listening to him. He's a man that likes feminine things, and that's how he himself. And he was talking about trans people, and he said not all trans. I'm not labeling them all. He says, but a lot of them are what we've said, where they're being sort of indoctrinated by their parents because they pick up a Barbie. Oh, you're a girl then, and then they're being sort of what did he call it? Gender neutralized. And I thought, what an intelligent man, you know, to have this, because
I think it's probably, you know, it's like being black and talking about black issues. You got the pass on it because he's in that sort of, that's his niche, so to speak. Like, you know, he's part of the LGBTQ. You can have a say on it without being cancelled or something like that. You know, it's a very tricky subject. Like, you know, from what I gathered, I think you sent it to me as well. He was basically saying, and a lot of them have said, a lot of gay creators on Instagram right now are openly saying that, look, there are a lot of people now that are just using this trans thing as a almost treating it as a joke, almost to the point where, you know, if you like, some guy said, someone, well, he's a guy actually, and he just admitted that he likes being feminine, and he was saying, if you're not even trying to assimilate, trying to fit in, like trying to be a woman, you say you're a woman, you've got a massive beard. I don't think you can be a woman, have a massive beard, and you know, wander into the toilets and wonder why people are looking at you funny.
Yeah, at least try and be passive.
I think that's what most of them say, but there's no unfortunately, it's the women, the crazy women that will hear things that you say and try and bloody do all sorts of things to you, like, you know, because, you know, I don't know if liberal's the word, crazy, woke, I don't know what the word is, but they will like, even in that incident where that guy had walked into that lady's toilet, had his junk out, woman turns around and she's got a man's junk out, and he's sort of like, and then it turns out he's got a rap sheet on him, and, you know, just I mean, it's just.
Apologise for that. I wonder if they've apologised, Gold to Jim.
I don't. I think they apologized, from what I know, but she still lost her membership, and he's still at the she's still at the gym. So
I think if you're going to say you're transgender, at least try and be passable. That's my point.
I think there should be a rule as well. If there are establishments that do let you in, I don't think it's right for you to have your junk out in a woman's space. Like, you know, even if you want to claim you're a woman, you know, God bless you, but you shouldn't have your junk out. Like, you know, that's there should be some sort of, there's got to be some sort of privacy issue space, like, especially in that open changing area. You can't have your junk out. That's not fair. No. That's not fair. I don't think that's fair on the women there.
Ways of getting changed and actually keeping that all away. I mean, I'm not being funny. I got changed in front of you the other night, didn't we, when we was going to the Glamour Awards? You didn't see nothing because I literally had my trousers on, top off. You know, one of them. There's ways of doing it. This guy was an exhibitionist. He was almost windmilling apparently and telling everybody he'd got a big.
He said women like to see big dicks.
Yeah. Now. Yeah, but you know it.
Not in the change. I don't think many. No, I don't. I think that's the last thing women are expecting to see in a female change rooms.
Yeah, I would have had something to say. I would have asked him to put it away. My first thing would have been, "Can you put that away? Can you?" And I know what he would have probably done. Well, I'm a woman, and I'm a woman, and I'm asking you to put it away because I don't want to see it. I also, you know, it's not something.
Especially younger girls, that could really confuse a younger girl, like, you know, really confuse. And on the rare occasion where there's a horror story where one of these people attacks a woman, you know, that just sets the movement back like God knows how much. But you know,
I would say, you know, that is the reason that there is such hatred towards, and I will use the word hatred towards the transgender community, because there are some wrong ones.
not even the transgender community, the pretenders.
Yeah.
The real trans people don't have a problem. They pass. Like, you know, if you're actually trying to be a woman, you know, and you're doing all the right stuff, you know, I don't think you don't see these kind of people having issues. Like, you know, I saw a video the other day, and this woman, she was saying to this guy, would you mind if like, you know, she said to this guy's girlfriend, would you mind if I was in the bathroom with your partner, whatever it was? And he was just like, no, not at all, because, you know, she passed, and
Yeah.
she's openly trying to be a woman. Some of them, like, you know, some of a lot of it is fetish, like, you know, they're not going to admit it. And also as well, like, not everyone even knows where they fit in this sort of like pool now. There's so much stuff going on. There's the pups, whatever they want to call, you know. Did you see that march thing that the pups had, where they literally they were dressed up as puppies, basically. They had those puppy masks on, and they was out parading themselves. And
Is this
yeah.
like a fluffy thing? Is
Uh,
it like a thing?
I think it's like some sort of, I don't know what it is, like some sort of kink thing where they call themselves pups or something like that.
I just think, right, if you turned up in my changing room, and not you so much, but, you know, somebody with a beard and they've still got the full tackle in a wig and just wearing a frock, I'm going to have something to say. That said, if that person is doing their utmost to be private within a changing room that is quite open, I probably wouldn't say anything. The fact of the matter is, he was being antagonistic. He was there. Look at this, you know.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it, with social media, people being desperate for attention and social media. What was the story I saw this morning? This woman was saying she's got a kid that likes to eat batteries or something like that. Like, you know, like, I think it was something along the lines that is, the kid likes to play batteries, and she was saying, no, you can't take it off him. He likes to put them in his mouth and stuff like that. I was just like, are you that desperate for some TV time? Like, you know, this is just like BS. Like, you know,
Yeah,
batteries. Yeah.
Where is it going to stop? Where are these likes and
It's not going to stop, because people like, listen, overnight that lady has become, you know, viewed by millions. She's got a massive following. Unfortunately, so is the other lady. She's got a massive following too, and everyone knows about her massive tackle. You know, probably won't be long before that tackle's on the blue and white site either as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so unfortunately, we live in a day and age where if you've literally got the balls to go out there and shake it all about, you know, in any form, you know, you can get a name, you can get the big stories, the TMZ. I mean, I tried to, as soon as the story broke, I tried to message her, and I think she was on about 10,000 followers at the time. By the time I messaged her, like within like about an hour or 2 hours of the story breaking, she was up to about 300,000 followers or something like that. And then I saw her on TMZ. I was like, damn it, I'm not getting her. I don't think she's coming on.
No. I mean, look at if you are okay with hate, right? You can get as many followers as you like. Look at like Lily Tino's. She went into Disney, sat there, had a conversation into a camera about having her cake pops and disco stick all taken off, while sat with children all around you in Disney.
Yeah, it's savage, man. It's savage, isn't it? It's savage.
And then
It's
when she
it's
toilets, filmed herself in the toilets while children were coming out of the bathrooms.
No, that's wrong. I mean, I saw the girls on Instagram, this is doing their thing, and this girl, I think she was in a thong or something, like a very short miniskirt, and she was at a train station, and there's people walking past, and she's using it for promo. But I'm like, these people did not ask to be put on your Instagram, like where you're selling sex, basically, like and I think it's even to the point where the guys, where Charlie Veaches, where they go around and they put people's kids, like kids, babies, everything, millions of people watching the content. I think that's out of order as well. But there you go. This is why they are where they are, because they're willing to just, like, for me, that's just taking the pee. I think that's just that's too much to go out there and just, and there, it wouldn't be that hard to blur people's faces out. Even little kids, take small little chunks out of the video where you blur it a little bit, just so you don't show the kids' faces. Nah, mate, these lot are ruthless. Oh, we're in a public place. We're in a public place where everyone's got their camera out now.
Well, she said, how many stars have taken pictures in a bathroom? But none of them have had children in the background, and none of them were at Disney. Disney is children. It's
Mm.
just, and
You,
so
you,
calling this Lily Tino a predator, and she's like, well, I'm not a predator, blah 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 blah. But to me, you are, because you crossed a boundary there.
mm.
Disney is for children. Yes, I know that there are adults that like Disney, but you respect the fact that it's children first.
Yeah, it's attention now. We're in the attention era, aren't we? Like, people, and she's got the attention. Like, if you do, like, literally, I like I was saying to you, I could put my Trump mask on, put a skirt, not even put a skirt on, go walk into the women's changing rooms and say I'm a woman, and cause a big scene, cause a big fuss. Before you know it, I'm on the news, like, and there are people doing that just for that. I mean, I've interviewed gay guys before, and the whole thing was, I literally hung up on one of them because, like, it was just so, like, it was just so fake, like, oh yeah, pretend, but I'm gonna pretend I'm a woman and blah blah blah, and, like, this is what the real trans community get really upset with, the
Yeah.
people just using them for the clicks, for the vibes, like, just, and for attention ultimately. But
Also know that there are those that are using it for really bad behaviour as well. I mean, you and I have done interview after interview about these people that are literally going into prison for essays and so on, and then they
that's
are
criminal.
in
That's
their eyes.
criminal. That's criminal. To be a rapist, and then to say that you're a woman and then get put in the prison with women, where women get assaulted by you. I think that lady, that the Scottish lady, I think she had to quit her job for that one, didn't she? The one that was making the one. I can't remember who she was, but I think she had to quit her job, didn't she? Because
Yeah,
that is just scandalous.
it is. But also, we also know that there is another loophole that we've talked about as well, which is that they are then transgender, and their background is getting removed.
Well, yeah. That's just. I think. Do you know, we're talking about this country being a soft touch and, like, just enforcing some common sense laws to sort of protect everyone before we sort of just all destroy ourselves and we all just go down this horrible cesspit. And, I think we do need to look at some laws, like, and just, like I was saying to you earlier, that 18-year-old boy that freaking was troubling those kids in the nursery, like, just horrific, like, and, people are saying, death penalty, like, it won't make those children feel any better. Maybe it won't, but the fact that someone's been punished for it, like, I feel like you can't allow this to happen. Like, we can't be paying for someone for the rest of their life to be, and he probably won't even get, what he got, 8 years or something, or was it 20 years? I think he got 20 years. He said he was going to do about 15 or something like that. I don't know, but maybe not even that. But we're good. We're, like, I think a prisoner cost the state, I think it's about 10 to 15,000 a year. Like, why, like, we're paying for people to live. Like that's a lot of money. We could save that. Just see, I saw Nigel Farage actually saying that he's really going to come after the benefit system, and I am just waiting for it. I am just literally waiting for it.
Do you
Those
think he
boob.
want to be Prime Minister? Because you know, and I know that is going to be that's his bread and butter. The benefit.
It seemed like he was what's the saying? Spite in your nose to cut your face,
Yeah,
or something like that. I can't, is that,
cut your nose off to spite your face.
Yeah, cutting your nose off to spite your face. Yeah, because that is his base. Whether people, the majority of the bulk of his base are going to be people probably on benefits, blaming everyone for their problems. Unfortunately, that is going to be his base. A lot of a lot of his base don't actually even vote anyway. I remember Mr. Tommy Robinson talking about that. He was saying, the people that the people that sort of say they're against this and against that, they don't vote. They don't even bother to vote anyway. They go and get drunk and, I forgot to vote, and then they say they voted or whatever, but the numbers tell.
My problem is I just don't know who to vote. It's the difference between the devil and the deep blue sea, because I just don't see anybody that I want to vote for.
I feel like we should. I feel like what we should do is give Keir Starmer his time and see what you already saw that he's they're coming down hard on immigration as well, because what they're basically saying is Reform have got nothing. They've got absolutely nothing other than immigrations. So Keir Starmer and if you're smart, it's just smart politics. You just say, oh, yeah, we're going to get rid of all the foreigners and blah blah blah. We're going to cut this. We're going to cut that. You do nothing, but you say all these things.
Yeah, we've said ask the questions, isn't it? Ask the questions. Don't just sit there and expect them to do it, because half of them just give you these answers and say this is what we're going to do, and then they get into office and they go, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Tell me how you're going to do it. Tell me how you're going to solve immigration. Don't just tell me you're going to turn boats around, because France ain't going to take them. They're going to be floating in the English Channel. Yeah. Don't tell me that. I'm not stupid.
Yeah, the Rwanda bills. The Rwanda bill's been mentioned a few times, or some sort of Rwanda sort of style sort of thing, where people come and no matter where you come from, you get sent straight to Rwanda. But they need us to enforce it. They need us out of that human rights thing. That
I think human rights has to go out. We have to really, really cut down on human rights especially of prisoners.
I think this is it. We need to be very careful that we don't say all human rights and stuff. Human rights for prisoners, human rights for immigrants that come over. Maybe that's something that needs to be really sectioned out, because we don't want to end up doing something that's, wait a minute, we just thrown away our rights. So you don't have human rights anymore. So the normal person, they need to keep their human rights.
I'm talking about anybody, like we've always said, if you trouble children or you trouble women in a bad way, and it's 100%, there's no doubt about it, you've got no human rights anymore. I'm sorry, you literally lost every human right the moment you committed that crime. Sorry, you're no longer human, so you don't get human rights.
Yeah, and that was brought up in the Houses of Parliament as well, wasn't it? That guy brought it up and he said, look, when it's bang to rights, the person's done something heinous, we want to bring back the death penalty. And what was quite upsetting is Keir Starmer, he shut it down straight away. And I was like, you're the Prime Minister of this country. Your job is to do what the people want you to do. So if the people are calling for the death penalty for people that commit heinous crimes, rather than paying for them to live and watch telly and play computer games for 20 odd years or 30 odd years, whatever it is, that most people don't see that as justice. Most people want proper justice. Want proper justice done to people that commit heinous crimes. And I don't know why there's no referendum for the death penalty. I
think if I was in Parliament right now, I would be looking at the people and I would say to them, right, I need to know what you want. Right? I've got 2 years. Let's turn this around. Let's see what we've got now. You're going to get the ideas. Oh, I want lower taxes and I want this. Right? Okay, that's not what we're on about. We're on about things like we need a deterrent. We need a deterrent, full stop, to stop people hurting children.
Yeah, 100%.
Because
100%.
once you've hurt that child in any way, shape or form, that child is then ruined really for the rest of its life. It's no.
That 14-year-old girl you sent the vid, she done that statement out to GB.
Oh,
It did, yeah. So that was that. Well, that was the guy
didn't
that
they
got the.
let, yeah, why didn't they let her read that? That's disgusting.
Mm, mm.
He'd been found guilty. It's then up to, as far as I'm all,
What case was that? Sorry, what case was that
it's
for?
a young girl that had been attacked by an illegal immigrant. It wasn't the one we think it was. It wasn't.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering. Yeah.
It was another one, and he'd literally fought it all the way. So he's not admitted guilt. So he's
Mm,
been found guilty, and then by rights, it's sentencing. So you've got to look at what. So the impact statement should have been a big part on deciding how many months or how many years this man gets, and they refused to let her do it.
yeah.
That's disgusting. That's taken away from the victims. That disgusts me, and I would love to know who that judge was, because that judge needs to answer
Yeah.
why he thinks it was okay for that impact statement not to be read. And good on her for saying that you lot can read it now. Go on, read it.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Um.
I hope that gives her some healing. I hope that her being able to get her message across helps her. I don't give a toss what it does to him, because he
Yeah.
hasn't got human rights anymore. So if he turns around and says, that being read has hurt my feelings, you can go and swing from a lamppost. I don't
Yeah.
care.
It's with these human rights things for criminals, people committing heinous crimes. It's becoming a joke. It's becoming an absolute joke.
There's no deterrent,
It's
is there? There's no.
no.
You don't.
And if it doesn't get sorted, people it's just gonna, like, this country's gonna get so bad, people are gonna want to leave, and that kind of leads us onto our last subject of the day.
Hmm,
I don't know if it's just white flight. I know white flight is a thing, but people leaving the UK now, saying that it's a horrible place to live. Can you be a patriot and leave the country?
no,
That's the question.
that's my answer. No, you can't. You've got to stay and fight. This is, if you feel that passionately about your country, stay and fight.
Yeah.
Stay and fight. Otherwise, it's going to get taken over. We are going to become a minority within the country.
Yeah.
You
And then,
can't sit in Spain, Benidorm, and tell me that you're a patriot and you can fly your flag over in Benidorm and then sit there and slag off the country.
yeah. So a lot of people surprisingly, the country of choice is Saudi Arabia.
Oh, surprise,
It,
surprise.
it's Saudi. Is that out to Saudi, out to Sharia law? That's
You can't sit there and say, I'm not going to be in a country where it looks like Sharia law is coming in, and then move over to Saudi.
Yep.
I had an ex who actually said to me, right, I've got a job in Saudi, babe. Should we go? I went, I won't even make it past customs, babe, before they start me. I said, because I ain't going to walk behind you. I ain't going to keep my mouth shut. And certainly I'm not going to kiss your feet and whatever. When he went, yeah, maybe we won't take that job. There's no way. There's no way. Listen, if I was to go on holiday to Saudi, I will abide by every rule. I will cover my shoulders. I will make sure that there's no cleavage. There's headscarves. I will do everything because I am a visitor in your country. But I will fight for this country, and I will stay and fight for this country because I consider myself a patriot.
Yeah. I think I've spoken about it before, about well, we both of us have areas that have just, like, the demographic has changed dramatically. People, I always go back and say the same thing. There's so many clips of it. Don't leave your area. If you leave your area, then you basically handing it over to people, and you're telling those people you don't want to live with them, and they're saying, fine, we don't want to live you either. We're gonna move in. We're gonna all buy houses. We're all gonna live good, and you lot are gonna be out wherever you are, out in the countryside. And guess what? Within 50 years, we'll be out there too. We'll be out there too.
And we'll be because one of the things they always scream is, oh, they're turning our churches into mosques. Well, start bloody going to church then.
That's it. That's it. We have I think if Christianity is meant to be something that sort of says, screams British, yeah, there's a lot There's a lot. There's a lot needs to change because people are just disconnected. People ain't got time for church. There's only a select. It's only I think it's. I don't know how many people go to church nowadays, to be honest, or how many practicing Christians there are, to be honest with you. But
we've got a lovely one near us. It's called the Trent Vineyard, and it's sort of a modern day church, and it's actually in the old central TV buildings, you know. And they actually stream it on a Sunday night and Sunday morning. They stream out the service so you can watch it and whatever. You can make donations. Maybe that's the way that the churches have got to go. Maybe they've got to move with the times and bring it into 2025 to bring Christianity back to this country. I'm not telling the church how to do their job, but maybe this is the way. We have to bring Christianity back. We have to sort of instill some of our values back into the country. I am not saying, though, that I do not accept that there are other religions, because I will be tolerant of those religions as well. And I will be respectful of those religions as long as you are respectful of mine.
Yeah. There's this sense of, like, you know what you said, you can't be a patriot if you leave and go somewhere else. But then it all goes back to, are we all really in it together? Are we in it? Is there this big unity of people that care about this country? And bottom line is, people care about themselves. People care about their own bottom line. And people with money, if they can, they will go abroad and live and put their taxes abroad, do their taxes so they can fill all the books and sort of still benefit by living here and having all their businesses here, and then but cashing out abroad. A lot of celebrities getting hit with that, and the government are saying they're going to start putting an exit tax. They are going to do some stuff. So for me, looking at Keir Starmer, like, you know, he seems like, you know, he's trying. It seems like he's trying to do something, and it's not his mess. He's only been there 8 months, isn't he? It's not his
2 years,
mess.
like another 2 years. So come on, let's turn it round. Let's see what we need to do. Make a list of everything that you need to do, but also make it fair. Make it fair. One thing I've always said to you, and I stand by this: the Asian community, they are a community, and they come together. And like you've said, that they
And the religion bonds it even more, because that make you can't, like, you know, a religion that doesn't bend, doesn't adjust with the times, doesn't care about your feelings. The religion is the religion, and that's what people follow. You know, that is something that's some serious fundamentals there to build a community up there as well.
and they are such a close knit as well. Like you say, they buy one house and they all live together, and then they buy another house, and their businesses are. And my God, did they graft? They really, really put 18 hours in, and maybe sleep for 6, and then go again. And that to me is hard working, and what we should be doing as well. The British community, you know, the English patriots. Come on, you can't sit on benefits going, they're taking our jobs.
You know, no, it's yeah, it's something that we just, yeah.
And then Reform are going to take your benefits off you anyway.
Oh God, good God, yeah. If Reform do get in, oh my God, people, that will be I think they will feel so betrayed if they think things are rough now. Ultimately, as well, I must say, it might be for the best if it does get people off their backside and stops people claiming certain benefits and stuff. That could be a step in the right direction. But I feel like there has to be some sort of incentive now for people to go to work, and people should be rewarded for going to work. Maybe, I don't know, some perks, maybe some right to buy schemes or something like that, more discounts, no deposit mortgages, or something to encourage people so they can have a bit of pride. Because unfortunately, you know, money shouldn't be the be all and end all, and resources, but if you don't have any of that, it's kind of, you kind of feel like you're just in there, like you're in the mud while everyone else is freaking.
One of the things that Nottingham City Council are looking at the moment is, because we're a big university city, but we've got more properties that are university properties, you know, as in like housing for the students, than we have for the younger generation, and so on and so forth. So they're looking at buying some of these and making them into like places for young people to grow and learn, and maybe they're not in college. So maybe that's something that we can start doing, and building our younger generation up properly
Yeah,
with
that's
some work.
community areas like small areas, small communities. Definitely, you need to help build, because unfortunately, if you don't help some of these people, the lowest of the low, they're the ones that are gonna end up with a knife or do something crazy if they've got nothing. If they feel like they're not interested, and unfortunately now, some men don't have the confidence to get women as well. Like, you've got a lot of. I do mention men because it's more likely men are going to do something crazy. Like, unfortunately, that's why I mention it in men. But if men aren't, if men aren't given help, and a lot of men need serious help with women, with life, with all types of problems. It's going to get to a stage where madness is going to keep happening.
We need to teach the boys to be men, and we need to teach the women to be worthy of being women, because a lot of women have got no self-worth. I mean, we've just been talking about it with the whole Ozempic thing, and we think we're fat, we're doing this. We've got to be shown that we are worthy, and men have got to be shown that they're worthy and that they need to become men. They need strong role models as well. They really need better role models. AT and TR are not role models. They're not role models. They're not. They're out for this, and that's it. They're
Yeah,
not.
I think there are some messages you can take from people. I don't like to shoot everyone down for all their messages, and most of the time it's their delivery of their message, their delivery of how they say things about it. And Candace Owen and Myron Gaines were talking about it today. I haven't watched the full interview, but they were talking about Western women, and you know women sort of like blaming men for all their problems, and women being kind of selfish in this day and age as well. A lot of women are being very selfish, in all types of ways. It's the whole feminist movement's probably gone a bit too crazy, and that's what's created the Andrew T's and the Myron Gaineses and the sort of red pill community.
Yeah, possibly. It's a rolling stone effect, in the sense of one's become stronger and then it's pushed the others, and it's like you say, a rolling stone. What comes with being 53 is you learn to say to yourself, okay, that happened because of somebody, but they're not the reason that it's still hurting now. You've got to look inside yourself and take accountability. One of the things we have to learn to do as a human is take accountability for what we're going through. And
Yeah.
that is my advice from Auntie Kitty today. Take accountability for who you are and what you are.
Perfect way to end. Perfect way to end the show, Kitty. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this lovely, very chill chat that we've had today. We spoke about a lot of lovely subjects. Make sure you join us tomorrow, guys. And as always, questions, fire away. Make sure you do participate in the comments as well, guys. Kitty, anything you want to say before we roll?
No, just be lucky. Be lucky,
Be
everyone.
be lucky, guys. Be happy. Be healthy, and get well.